interesting story on the health front for parents. British researchers say they've come up with a formula to determine the probability of a baby becoming obese during childhood. It's actually available online as a calculator, or as an online calculator. Yep. We'll link that on myfoxphilly.com. But here's what it does. It links or uses data like a child's birth weight, number of household members, maybe the mother and the father's BMI, body mass index. And it can calculate, I guess, the probability that your child or your baby may be overweight.
I think this works. Dr. Judy Larkin is here, pediatrician. Hi, doctor.
Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, so let's go through some of the criteria that Chanel just mentioned. So the mom and dad's body mass index, what else do they take into account?
The smoking during pregnancy, history of the mom.
Okay.
The number of people in the household.
Okay.
The birth weight of the baby. And the professional status of the mom as far as employment goes.
Is that right?
I guess they've used, research probably shows what these things do.
Yes, each one of those things independently is linked to obesity, so that's why they use those specific parameters. They played around with a lot of possible parameters before they came up with their equation, so they were looking at different things that they thought might be important, and they came up with these specific ones as being what they perceived were the most important.
So if you want to take this test, and you probably do, go to our website a little bit later on in the day, later on in the morning, myfoxphilly.com, and we'll link you to kind of a complicated website over in Britain, so you can do it for your family too. So what's the idea? Is to get a jump on this, oh my God, my child may be overweight, and try to do something about it.
Well, what we know is that obesity is a major problem in the world, but specifically in our country. And what we know is once you are obese, it's very hard to change lifestyle and to change behaviors. If you knew in advance that down the road you were at risk of being obese, you might earlier on decide to implement some healthier strategies. So if we can tell parents when their babies are born that your child has a risk factor of obesity later on, these are some of the things that you might be able to do to prevent it. The hope is that parents will implement some of those strategies.
Can you see a downside to it at all? You know,
I guess any time you're predicting something, if a parent says, oh, well, my child's at risk of being obese, there's nothing I can do about it, so therefore we'll give him whatever he wants. But, you know, that's probably
not gonna happen. Or the other way,
happen.
that they worry so much about, you know, feeding them too much or something like that. Because especially when you have a baby, I'm thinking, you know, if you're a new mom and somebody's going to telling you that your 4-month-old is going to be obese when he's 7, I feel like that would have to play with the mind in some way.
Well, hopefully we as pediatricians can provide the correct education. So what we're encouraging breastfeeding, you know, we're encouraging not starting juice in young ages and maybe never having juice. We're encouraging just healthy behaviors that we would encourage anyway.
You think there's too many calories in juice?
Yes.
Yeah. You got to back off the juice, everybody. Even though all kids walk around with those juice boxes.
Little sippy cups.
Doctor, good to see you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you too.